Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago Bears fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to the NFL landscape lately, you've probably heard the whispers, the rumors, and maybe even some official reports about a seismic shift in the NFC North, and more specifically, about what the Chicago Bears are planning to do to elevate their defense and set themselves up for a serious playoff push. And I'm here to tell you it's not just talk, there's real substance behind these rumors. The Bears are reportedly making a bold move, targeting one of the league's most promising safeties, Kyle Hamilton from the Baltimore Ravens. Yes, you heard that right. The Bears are looking to add a game-changing piece to their secondary, and Hamilton might just be that missing link that propels them to the next level. So what's the scoop? According to multiple sources, including the reputable Adam Schefter and Jeff Rossini, the Bears are in advanced talks to acquire Kyle Hamilton, a 24-year-old safety who's been turning heads ever since he entered the NFL. The deal being discussed involves a third-round pick in the 2026 draft, a significant price, but one that could pay huge dividends for Chicago. The Ravens, sitting at a solid 6-2 record, are also in a position where they're looking to free up cap space, currently around $8. $2 million to help manage their roster and financial flexibility, especially with Lamar Jackson's contract situation and a few other cap considerations. The Bears, meanwhile, are at about $13. $5 million in cap space, and acquiring Hamilton, a versatile safety known for his ball-hawking instincts, would give their defense a much-needed boost. Now let's talk about why this makes so much sense for Chicago. Up until now, the Bears' secondary has been somewhat inconsistent. With Gordon going on injured reserve due to a concussion and Johnson sidelined with a knee injury, the depth has been tested. Adding Hamilton, a player who's proven himself to be a hybrid ball hawk and a versatile defender, could really change the dynamic of their back end. Hamilton's impact isn't just about his stats, it's about his ability to influence games with turnovers and big plays. Remember, he's already made a name for himself with 8 games this season, racking up 68 tackles, 5 interceptions, and even 3 sacks. That's impressive for a safety, especially one playing in a league where turnovers can be the difference between winning and losing. If we dive into his stats a little deeper, Hamilton's PFF grade of 92 tells you just how highly he's rated among safeties league-wide. His EPA, expected points added, per coverage of -0. 29 indicates he's very effective in preventing big plays, and with 8 pass deflections and 2 forced fumbles, he's shown a knack for making game-changing plays. In fact, his 4 interceptions this season, including 2 in Week 4, have already generated crucial turnovers, reminiscent of the Minkah Fitzpatrick trade that transformed the Steelers' defense back in 2019, boosting their turnover margin significantly. Hamilton's career stats include over 250 tackles and 12 interceptions, and he's known for his ability to support the run, with a run support grade of 85-1 and an extremely low missed tackle rate of just 3%. This kind of reliability and playmaking ability makes him a perfect fit for the Bears, especially as they look to improve their overall defensive efficiency. From a strategic standpoint, bringing Hamilton into the fold could be a game changer. Chicago's defense has been solid at times, but has struggled with consistency and creating turnovers. Their current points allowed per game hover around 22, but with injuries and some miscommunications in the secondary, that number can climb. Adding Hamilton, who's projected to contribute an additional 85 tackles this season and about 6 interceptions, would dramatically bolster their secondary's ability to disrupt opposing quarterbacks. His presence would make the entire defense more versatile, allowing them to switch seamlessly from a 4-3 base to more aggressive blitz packages, with Hamilton often dropping back into coverage or blitzing the quarterback himself. His blitz pressure rate of 34% shows he's not afraid to bring the heat, and his big play prevention rate of 84% indicates he's adept at snuffing out explosive plays before they develop. Now you might be wondering, what's the impact of this potential trade on the overall team performance? Well, if Hamilton joins the Bears, the projections are pretty optimistic. Experts estimate that his addition could lead to an extra 6 to 8 turnovers per season, which is a massive boost for any defense. This would elevate the Bears' turnover margin significantly, possibly by around +10, giving them more short fields and scoring opportunities. It's also worth noting that his presence would likely reduce the opposing quarterback rating by around 11 points, making life much more difficult for offenses trying to move the ball against Chicago's revamped secondary. And let's not forget, in terms of points per game allowed, this could see a drop from 22 to around 17, which is the kind of improvement that can turn a good team into a playoff contender and maybe even a Super Bowl favorite. Speaking of playoffs, the potential odds of the Bears winning it all could see a notable shift. Currently, they're viewed as long shots, with Super Bowl odds around +4,500, but if this move materializes, those odds could improve to around +2,800. That's a significant jump, and it's all about the X factor, the ball-hawking safety who can swing games with one play. Hamilton's ability to make plays in critical moments, especially in the playoffs, could be the difference maker that takes Chicago from a solid team to a championship contender. Historically, we've seen how trades for safeties or other defensive playmakers have transformed teams. Think of Minkah Fitzpatrick with the Steelers or Jamal Adams with the Seahawks, players who, when added to a team's defense, elevate the entire unit and make the team much more formidable. And let's look at the bigger picture. For the Bears, this isn't just a move to patch a weakness, it's a statement. They're signaling that they're serious about contending now, not just rebuilding. With a young quarterback like Justin Fields, who's shown flashes of brilliance, having a secondary that can create turnovers and put opponents in difficult positions is crucial. Hamilton's addition would also send a message to the rest of the league that the Bears are committed to building a defense that can compete with the best. The AFC North has been known for tough, physical play, and now, with their secondary getting a boost, the Bears could start matching that intensity on the defensive side. Of course, not everyone is fully sold on this move. The Ravens, who are currently capping their defense at around 22 points per game with a PFF grade of 81. 2, for their defensive line, are in a tricky spot. They're facing some criticism for their defensive performance and have a relatively young secondary that's still developing. The loss of Hamilton, a player with a lot of potential, might be seen as a risk, especially considering their current defensive struggles and the need to bolster their front seven. But for the Bears, this trade could be a pivotal moment, a calculated risk that could pay off big time. So imagine a scenario where Hamilton joins Chicago. The secondary instantly becomes more versatile, more aggressive, and more capable of creating turnovers. The entire defense would be able to play with more confidence, knowing they have a playmaker back there who can change the course of a game in an instant. It's the kind of move that could turn the tide not only for this season, but for years to come. The Bears, with their young core and this new defensive talent, could finally start to carve out a new identity, one built on aggressive defense, opportunistic turnovers, and a relentless pursuit of victory. And of course, the fans love these kinds of moves. They're a sign that the team is thinking big, aiming for the highest goals, and willing to make bold decisions to reach them. The excitement around Chicago is palpable, and if this trade comes to fruition, it will be one of those moments fans will remember for a long time. It's a gamble, yes, but in the NFL, it's often the boldest moves that lead to greatness. And with Hamilton's talent, the Bears could be on the cusp of something special, a defense that strikes fear into opponents, and a team that finally reaches the promised land of the Super Bowl. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Chicago Bears news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, the impact of this potential trade could be felt immediately. The Bears' defense could see an uptick in their turnovers, their points allowed could drop, and their overall confidence on that side of the ball would skyrocket. Justin Fields, who's been growing as a quarterback, will have a better chance to succeed with a stronger, more opportunistic defense backing him up. The NFC North, known for its physicality and competitive spirit, might just have to prepare for a Chicago team that's ready to challenge their rivals not just on offense, but on defense as well. And this move isn't just about this season. It's about setting up the Bears for sustained success. The development of young players, the strategic moves like acquiring Hamilton, and the overall team culture are all pointing toward a team that's finally serious about competing at the highest level. The NFL is a league of constant evolution, and the Bears seem to be making their statement loud and clear. They're not just content with being a middle-of-the-road team. They want to be a force, a team that can contend for championships year after year. In conclusion, this potential trade for Kyle Hamilton could very well be the turning point the Chicago Bears needed. It's a move that signals their intent to build a defense capable of making game-changing plays, securing victories, and ultimately, making that Super Bowl dream a reality. The NFL is a league where a single player can transform a team, and Hamilton's proven track record of making big plays suggests he's exactly that kind of player. The Bears, with their rich history and passionate fan base, are on the verge of a new era, one where defense, versatility, and relentless pursuit of excellence take center stage. And now, Chicago Bears fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Chicago Bears. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Chicago Bears news.